The Substance by Coralie Fargeat is a psychological horror about Elizabeth Sparkles, played by Demi Moore, who is a fading actor in modern Hollywood. She was once a young, influential star with a hit exercise TV show. On her 50th birthday, her network tosses her aside in hopes of finding a younger, more beautiful star to replace her. This leads Elizabeth to decide to try a black market drug that claims to create a younger, better, more perfect version of yourself. Now I'm going to pause here and just say that if you're not into body horror, this movie is not for you. Coralie Fargeat really taps into her inner Cronenberg with this one, offering scene after scene of pretty disturbing imagery during the transition phases. The story of The Substance is a pretty poignant one, taking a really calculated shot at the Hollywood zeitgeist. Elizabeth Sparkles is a beauty-obsessed actor who ages out of what her studio employer considers to be valuable. Instead of looking inward and finding the thing that makes her valuable, be it her acting skills, her knowledge of fitness, hell, even her own beauty routine that makes her look as good as she actually does at 50, she could use this to sell books or get speaking appearances on podcasts to monetize what she already does, anything. No, she decides that she wants to try a completely underground black market who knows what the fuck it is drug that will make her young and beautiful again. Okay, so she does that. So what does she do with it? She goes right back to her old life. She auditions for her own role in her own show, calling herself Sue, played by Margaret Qualley. And guess what? She gets the part. The studio fawns all over her, and the show is a huge hit. Elizabeth Sparkles hasn't learned anything at all. She goes back to the very thing that betrayed her in the first place. Is Coralie Fargeat also taking a shot at the modern sensibilities of women in this? Time will tell. The Substance, as a movie, is a biting critique of the dogmatic obsession with the superficial in Hollywood. Everybody is a fake shell of a person, never having a deeper connection with anybody else who they don't think can give them something. Even Elizabeth herself sabotages a potential meaningful connection with an old high school friend because she spends too much time obsessing over how she looks than actually wanting a human connection with a person. This is a tragic story. The problems with the movie present themselves in the third act, where the movie takes a pretty surreal turn and really pads the runtime to over 2 hours, which really isn't necessary for a movie like this, and it's kind of jarring when you've already spent an hour and a half in a grounded, more realistic world. I'm not going to say it's immersion breaking, but you kind of have to just go with it to get to the end. If you're a fan of body horror, this movie delivers in buckets. The story actually does a very good job of leaving itself open to interpretation, but I think it's pretty clear that Coralie Fargeat has nothing nice to say about modern Hollywood and their soulless obsession with superficiality.